3.
Okay, good morning. We're here today to talk about BlazeCheck, a water additive that puts out fire that much more effectively than water by itself. So what we do is we have a pan. This is a pan burn that we've done many times before and shows the effects of BlazeCheck and how it works. So what we're going to do is we'll start out with some motor oil, spent motor oil, and we'll pour in about 2 gallons of that. In the bottom of the pan, I actually put some water in first to protect my pan and allow the fire to burn more freely. Because it's hard to get motor oil to start or to burn by itself, we'll put in some diesel fuel. And then we'll give it a little bit of a touch of gasoline. And that will help it get started even better. Just a small amount. I'll take my torch and we'll get it started. Now this fire will take a minute to get going. It'll get really hot. They generally get to about 900 to 1,000 degrees. We don't have a thermometer here today, but I've done that a number of times as well. What I will be using to put this out is a standard pressurized water can. That can I have about 10% BlazeCheck mixed into the formula. The reason I use 10% is because this can is isolated. There's no extra, there's no hand line coming to it, none of that. So this is all we get right here. So now I think we can agree that this pan is fully involved. We have ourselves a really good hot fire. You can hear it cooking and sizzling there in the background. Alright, so first I'll test my pan. We have good pressure. Now I'm going to attack the fire. You can see this fire is starting to knock down, even after just a small amount of BlazeCheck has been applied. Together on the edges. Make sure it's really extinguished. Give it just a little bit more. So now, what we can do is show how BlazeCheck has cooled this material. And I could put my hand right in it. It is lukewarm, fairly, not cool to the touch, but lukewarm. But the pan, you can see, is still very hot. So that quickly, we take heat out of the fire. We've rearranged the fuel so it won't burn. And now we have a substance in this pan that won't burn again. The next thing I'll do is I'll take this 10% solution of BlazeCheck and I'll clean it off with my hands. Now if any of you have used motor oil on your hands, you know that it's hard to get off, it's hard to clean well. But with the BlazeCheck, we're breaking down that fuel. We're getting it to go away all by itself. So, hands move up here a little bit, just like that. You can see that it's fully broken down. So, the next thing we'll do, we'll relight this again. Firefighters often ask what happens when you try to relight it. And we will show that as well. You will see that even without any kind of foam blanket, this fuel is not and will not reignite. It's not going anywhere. What I'll now do is introduce a small amount of gasoline back in and ignite that. So one of the primary concerns we have with these fuels is to make sure that they don't reignite, creating a dangerous situation for any firefighter that's still there. As you can see, the gasoline that I added is burning, but if you look very closely around the edges, you'll see that the BlazeCheck is also acting on that same gasoline. You'll notice the fire is not spreading across the surface, and you'll see as we go along here that the BlazeCheck is controlling that fuel, and this fire is now starting to diminish. It's starting to go away. And now it is gasping for survival, and it will go out. This is what separates BlazeCheck from other products, especially foam products, because we're not using a blanket. We don't need a blanket. What we're doing is treating fuel, so fuel will not burn again. So then the last question we often get is similar. What happens when a firefighter walks through BlazeCheck? Alright, reasonable question. There again, because we are treating fuel and not using a foam blanket, if we take and stir the fuel that's left, we will see that the fuel that's still there will extinguish that fire. So you're neutralizing fuel. We're making that fuel very safe to work around. So if you have a victim trapped in a car or something like that, you can create fuel that will not burn and make your fuel very safe to work around. Thanks for joining us. Please call us. This is BlazeCheck.